Hi, today we're going to talk about equations. Now for most of you, this is probably the first time you're seeing equations or you're just starting to learn about it. So the first question we want to answer is, what is an equation? In general terms, an equation is when we say something is equal to something else. So for example, 2 is equal to 1 plus 1. This equal sign makes it an equation. Now this isn't very useful because I think we all know that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So what can we use equations for? Why do we have equations? The thing is, when we want to solve an equation, generally we have equations that look like 2x is equal to 4, where you have this number x that we are going to call, that is called a variable. Now, basically we don't know what the value of x is. We're putting x there because we don't know what it is equal to. What we want to find is this value of x, what x is equal to. So we want to end up with something like x is equal to some mysterious number. Now, how do we find this value of x? It's actually not as hard as it seems. What you have to do, and you need to follow a few rules, is you need to always do the same to both sides. We know that this side is equal to this side. So if you multiply one side by 2 and we multiply the other side by 2, they're still the same. They're just twice as much as before, but they're still equal to the same thing. Let me show you a bit more of an easier example maybe to understand. If you have a weighing scale, okay, and on one side you have 3 lollipops, and on the other side you have 1 lollipop and 1 little candy like this. Just call them candies. Anyway, and they are equal to the same thing. They have the same weight. So let's say this is, for example, 1 kilo, and that's 1 kilo. They're the same. They're at the same level. If we take away maybe 1 lollipop, so let's say we cancel out a lollipop on both sides, they're still equal to the same because we just took away the same amount. And then we can say, well, if here we have this 1 little candy left is equal to 2 lollipops. So as long as we do the same thing, they're going to be equal to the same. If I added 2 lollipops on both sides, they would still weigh the same amount. So if we follow that logic, we can say here, if 2x is equal to 4, 2x divided by 2 is equal to 4 divided by 2. We just divided here, we just divided both sides by 2. And because they were the same before, if we divide them by 2, they're the same afterwards. And from here, we can say that x is equal, because 2x divided by 2 is equal to x, is equal to 4 divided by 2, which is 2. Alright, so let's practice a few examples now, just to get into the mood. So here's our first example. 2x minus 7 is equal to 3. Now let's remember what we want to find. We want to find what x here is equal to. Okay, so what's the first thing we're going to do? In my opinion, the first thing you want to do is have all the x's on one side, and then all the rest of the numbers on the other side of the equal sign. So for that, we'd have to add 7, so that 2x minus 7 plus 7, we just have 2x left. So here, plus 7 on this side, and plus 7 on that side. So we have 2x minus 7 plus 7, that's just 2x, is equal to 3 plus 7, that's 10. So if 2x is equal to 10, then if we divide both sides by 2, and divide this side by 2, we get 2x divided by 2, that's just x, is equal to 10 divided by 2, which is 5. And then we have our answer. X is equal to 5. Alright, that wasn't so hard. Let's try another example. 4x minus 2 is equal to 3x. So we want to find x, but we can notice here we have x on two sides. Well, we can do something here that's going to be called combining like terms. Alright, imagine x is a certain number. 3 times a certain number minus 4 times a certain number minus 3 times a certain number is 1 times that certain number. So let's start by subtracting 3x from both sides. Minus 3x and minus 3x. Like this, we have all our x's on the same side. So 4x minus 3x is 1x. It's just x. And then minus 2, because we can't forget this 2, is equal to 3x minus 3x, 0. Okay, well we still don't know what x is. But we can get rid of this 2 and put it on the other side. So we have to add 2 to both sides. So here we have x minus 2 plus 2, which is just x, plus is equal to 0 plus 2, which is 2. There we go. We've done 2 examples now. Let's try one last one. Okay. 9x minus 4 is equal to 0. Let's start by getting x's on one side and 4's or other numbers on the other side. So we can add 4. If we add 4 plus 4 here, plus 4 here. So that we have 9x minus 4 plus 4, which is 0, is equal to 4. Then we have to divide by 9 to get just x, right? So then we can say 9x divided by 9 is just x, is equal to 4 divided by 9, which is 4 over 9. Now here the answer is not a whole number. It's a fraction, but that doesn't matter. It's just saying that x is equal to this certain number. It's equal to 4 divided by 9.